Hi guys, I'm Ercan Polat. I'm a senior Sitecore developer and this will be my sixth video. I hope you will enjoy it. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to install a Sitecore Habitat 1.8, which is the latest version, and it utilizes a Sitecore 9.2, which is also the latest version of Sitecore as of today. I want to share my own experiences, and so if you really follow the experiences, you will have a smoother installation experience. Otherwise, you have to deal with the issues yourself. So before you even start, I would recommend you to understand how solar is installed, because you need to have a SSL certified solar, and it has to run as Windows service. And also, if you install Sitecore previously, you will have to solve certain issues, like get the latest tools, versions, and install the prerequisites. Then Habitat installation will be much smoother. Otherwise, you have to include all the learning curves and solve all the issues related to Solar and Sitecore in the same time. So basically, there are two parts that I want to go over. One, the documentations, and the second part will be the actual installations that I want to demonstrate. So here we see the prerequisites that's required for Habitat. Make sure that you have a SQL Server 2016 Service Pack 2 or 2017. We need a Visual Studio 2019, Build 16 on your Sitecore Installation Framework 2.1, PowerShell 5.1. So I already installed Sitecore 9, so I already have this latest versions already. So I don't need any new installation. If you don't have .NET Framework 4.7.1, you have to download, install it. You have to enable ASP.NET 4.7. You need a Node.js, get the latest version, and you need to set up a Solar 7.5.0 as Windows service, which is SSL enabled. That's a requirement for Sitecore. These are the steps that we're going to execute. First, I want to go over the prerequisites, how you're going to make the changes or download and install. Then we will set up Solar. Then we get the latest code, clone. We set up run PowerShell script for Habitat that will install Sitecore 9.9. Then we will need to update, actually, first we need to update the configuration, then we run the script. This will install Sitecore 9.2. Then we will run the default gulp that will set up Habitat for us. Before we continue, I want to share a few documentation. If you never installed Solar, you can follow this video. That's my YouTube channel, and this will explain how to install Solar 7.5.0. This is another video. It will demonstrate how to install Sitecore 9.2. Okay, and here is a GitHub location. You can use this script to install Solar. And if you don't have GRE, Java Runtime Environment, this will download and install the latest version for you. But if you need details, please watch the video. Some resources. So this is the live demo. So anybody can access about Habitat. So we are going to actually download and install this as a project in the local machine. The beauty of this website is of course it's Sitecore 9.2, but it has real information, and so if you click Helix, it takes you to Helix site. If you click Habitat, it takes you to Habitat. If you want to really even the structure, like project, features, and foundation. If you want to get more information about the modules, it explains the modules for you. That's nice. So another prerequisites for Habitat. I will highly recommend you to go over the documentation, watch the videos from Sitecore Master YouTube channel, because you have to understand what Helix is. So Helix is a design principle and conventions for Sitecore development, and Habitat actually is the implementation. It's an example. So the reasons that we download Habitat is to see the examples of Helix and implement this in our solution. Okay, so let's close this. Let's close this. Let's close this. Let's close this. Here is the Habitat solution. So we need to clone this. Okay, few more resources and then we will continue with the prerequisites. We need Sitecore Experience Platform 9.2 initial release. That's the main documentation, and here packages for XP signal. We will need to download this one. Here is the Sitecore compatibility table. That's very important because one of the most important issue is that if you miss a version of the prerequisites, you may get some issues. Once I tried to install Sitecore 9 with Powershell 5.0, and everything was looked fine, but I was getting strange errors. Then I realized that it needs 5.1. So make sure to go over this and use the correct versions. This is solar compatibility table. We are going to use XP 9.2. This will require solar 7.5.0. Okay, so if you download Node.js, that will be used later. Make sure to downloading is easy, installing is easy. Just download and click, and a few clicks and it's installed. So I did install 64-bit version, but make sure to actually go to control panel. I'm sorry, you should go to environment variables. Okay, select the path, edit, and make sure you have the Node.js path here. Otherwise, your script will not execute it. Okay, so we did go over this. Let's go back to our presentation. So let me show you where you can find in .NET Framework 4.7.1. So there are two documentations here. Under the GitHub account, click Wiki. And the first one is resources. And the second one is getting started. So we are going to use these instructions to actually install and configure Habitat. Okay. So resources, I did talk about PowerShell, Unit 5.1. If you don't have .NET Framework 4.7.1, you can download and install here. It should be very simple. I already had it, so I didn't do this. I have already web compiler, use Visual Studio 2019. I didn't need web compiler. I don't know, maybe it came with this, or I did install it in the previous versions. Here, this is important. I want to show how it's also describes, but I want to demonstrate to you. So go to control panel. You want to enable ASP.NET 4.7. Programs, turn on Windows features on off. The second bullet, select ASP.NET 4.7 and click OK. I already selected, so I don't have to do it. So I did demonstrate how to install Node.js, but probably from here it will go to the same site, and this is the latest version. And make sure to set up the environment variable path to point also Node.js. There are several different technologies. You don't have to worry because it will be installed during the installation. And here are actually good examples. It's the same Habitat with a different branch or fork. You can have the same example with Habitat TDS, because this installation that we are going to use uses Unicorn, but they have example. Honestly, these three projects are not up to date, but it will give you a good idea how to set up this, so you can apply this to latest version. If you want to see the synthesis, Habitat synthesis, you can use this, or you can have a Habitat class mapper examples. So code base are the same with examples, but again, these are old, so you can use it as an idea. So we are done explanation. Let's close this. We are going to follow these instructions. I don't have solar setup right now, so I have the same script. I did make some modifications because my script that I explained in the tutorial could not download side-by-side two versions. It was overriding the version names. So I had to make some changes, and I will use download 7.5, Solar version 7.5. This will be my folders location. I did update, increment this to 8986 because I have two other versions. That's my solar host name. It has to be secured. And I don't need to use download GRE because I have it. Since I have this false, then I have to provide the GRE folder location. And I'm not going to go over the details. And since I ran this several times, it's already downloaded the packages that's required. This installation should take only less than a minute. Let's open Windows PowerShell. Every time run as a admin. It needs I want to navigate to the script, solar installation script. Okay, if you see, I have maybe I need to change the name, but this will install solar 7.5, and let's see. Okay, so it did install 7.5. It's Habitat 1.8, Sitecore version 9.2. That's interesting. Somewhere I'm using 86, but somewhere it is changing to 85. Yeah, I got it, because this is not the correct file. Actually, this is the correct file. That's what's interesting. Let's go back. If you open here, yeah, it is actually downloading solar port. So I was running, I was displaying a wrong version. It was on desktop. Uh, that's why it's installed solar on port 8985. Okay, so sorry about this. That was my mistake. Let's close it. Now we have solar installed. Let's go back to our presentation. Now we have to clone habitat source. So there are several ways to do this. I use usually Visual Studio. So you can have a standalone download zip, but I copied this. I have also, let's go here. If you right click, I installed Ortiz. It's a graphical user interface. You can clone using this in a location that you want, but I prefer to do it from Visual Studio. Right click, when you start the Visual Studio 2019, it gives you option you want to clone. So you say yes, I want to clone. You put the link of the Git account. You select the folders that you want to download, and you say clone. So I already did this because this will take several minutes, and my location is under projects GitHub Habitat 18 Sitecore 920, and this is the location that I downloaded the source file. So let's go back our documentation. So once we have this, we actually need to download Sitecore version 9.2 installation package. So let's go back to our main page. This is this is a Sitecore Experience Platform 9.2 initial release. Everything related to this installation is on this page, and we need to download this package for single XP single, which I already did it. So let's go to, we skip the solar because it's already set up as SSL. We did download or clone this repository. Now you have to put the Sitecore package to that build assets. And let's go here. This is solution build assets. So this was my package, 282 megabyte. I did extract it here. I copied all this packages, zip files to back to the assets folder. So these are the packages, and then I took the configuration JSON files from here and add it to assets, and make sure you include your license file for Sitecore. So everything should be under the assets, and you can delete this file and this folder, but it doesn't matter if you keep it there, because it's anyways, it doesn't matter. So it's done. So let's see what else we need to do. So if you use the same default location, so you don't have to really update any config file, but I have a different path or folder, so I have to update the habitat dev config file. And Sitecore did a great job, because you don't have to go and try to find where this file is. You can go and see that the file is located under source, project, habitat, code. Anyways, that's the path. And the second, I want to keep as a default website location. I want to keep the URL the same, so you don't have to update these files. But I need to update the SQL server information. So you have to go to settings, that PS1, and this is actually the settings for the habitat. So that's so if you see, it's under the root folder. Let's go back. It's not here. It will be under the root folder. There will be a settings PS1. As you can see, it's red because I made the changes. So I want to go to solution, and there were two files that I changed. One was the habitat.config file, and instead of using the default project location, I am using the project location that I cloned. Okay, it's projects GitHub Habitat 18 and source. Make sure you have the source folder as well. And the second file that I updated was the settings, and I show it here because you can see exactly what were my changes. So I don't change the default location for a website root, but I changed the SQL server. So I put the, normally it should work for that, that it's local, but I prefer to put the SQL server instance name. If you have two different instances, you can use the correct instance. SQL admin user, and my password is password1234. And here are the Solar URL. So the default they provided was this one, but my Solar URL is different, so I updated. The Solar root what they provided was this, and I have a different Solar root folder, and Solar service name is this one. Actually, let's go and see our service. I know we verified it, but it should be here. Okay, so it's running. So once you have this configuration updates, you have to, let's go to our script actually, update config files, and now install Sitecore 9.2. And the way that we do is to, let's go copy. So I'm going to navigate to the root of the solution in PowerShell. So this is, let me show, this is source folder. Actually, maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, actually, it should be. So it should be this should be the root. Okay, because we are going to run the PowerShell script. This one, and the way that we run is the same. Okay, I already run this, and this will install Sitecore 9.2. Actually, no, maybe I don't. Hi guys, I'm back. I'm sorry, like I really confused because I previously installed it, but then I did delete it, but the host file as entries. So we have to actually install this Sitecore 9.2 again. One thing that I want to mention here is that uh, let's go back here. We are going to use the installation script from Habitat, and we don't have to worry about actually the scripts from Sitecore, because we don't have to set up anything here. Sitecore Habitat actually overrides and use this configuration that we'll provide here. Okay, so let's install this, and I will stop the video and I will come back once it's done. Right now it's 7:42. Let's see how long it will take to install. Hi guys, so I'm back, and it took actually 10 minutes, 11 minutes, 7:53 it was done, and it did execute all this tasks to install Sitecore 9.2, but there was an issue with IIS, and I had to restart IIS. Now we can verify a few things. We should have here Sitecore services installed, and they're running. We have a Sitecore 9.2 installation. This is our Sitecore 9.2. Okay, and we should have several websites. Okay, and if you go to database, we have our Sitecore 9.2 instance databases available. So, but again, this is I want to go back to our installation document. First, we did ensure that we have the right tools and software installed. We did configure our installation scripts files, configuration files, and then we did install Solr as a Windows service, and then we did install using the Sitecore Habitat installation script, installed 9.2. Now we are going to do this here. We have to use npm install gulp. So if we didn't have added the path, this wouldn't work. Okay. So let's open the command line, run as admin, and let's type npm install. Okay, so so it's already installed. So let's run the second command. This will install gulp. Okay, so the next step is to go to Visual Studio. Let's close this and run the scope project. And this will build, update the config file, and deploy this project to the website, and also then serialize the habitat items to our website. So here you can go to View, Toolbars, and Task Runner. And if you, I have already here, you can see these are the gulp tasks, and we need to run default. When you run default, all these scripts will be run, and at the end it will sync Unicorn. Let's run it. Okay, I will stop the video again, and I will come back, and it's 8 a.m. so it should take another couple minutes. And once it's done, we should have our Sitecore Habitat 1.8 up and running. Hi guys, I'm back. So let's go see what's happened. It did actually run, and the sync unicorn is done. And this is our habitat dev.local site. Our default button admin B, and we should see the habitat content here. Okay, so one step left. The step is actually, where is this? Rebuild indexes and publish. So I'm going to do it. I made two mistakes. One was when I installed Solr, I was using the wrong script that was not available anymore. That's why it's installed on Solr port number 8985. But the mistake was just I was using a wrong script to run. But anyways, so the second thing is I was actually a few seconds ago I was demonstrating a different site to you guys, I think. So it was this one. So I have another instance of Sitecore, and this is regular Sitecore 9.2, but we actually downloaded this one, Habitat Dev Local. Okay, I don't have anything else. I will do the, let's go to one more thing, I want to show how to build the indexes. Indexing manager, and select all. You don't have to all of them, probably core, master, and web, but I will do all of them. And then once the indexing is done, you have to publish the entire site, and you should be able to see Habitat.dev local website. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it will be helpful. Have a nice day. Bye. Hi guys, I want to just go over one more time the installation. So basically here is our Sitecore Habitat dev installation, and you can see these items are serialized by unicorn to our Sitecore 9 instance, and here is the Habitat preview. One thing that was confusing me, because I was previewing this and this is the actual 9.2. I hope this video will be helpful, and if you like it, please subscribe and like my video, and I will continue to record videos probably related to Sitecore Commerce and Azure deployments. And have a nice day. Bye.